You're about to make 5 decisions. Each one is a real choice coffee shop owners make every single day. Pick fast, trust your gut, and by the end, you'll know if you actually have what it takes, or if you'd have gone broke by month 6. Decision 1. You've found the perfect corner spot. Beautiful foot traffic, morning crowds walking past every day. But the rent is $40 a square foot, double the going rate 2 blocks over. Do you pay for the location or save the money and go quiet? If you picked the location, you're thinking like most new owners, and that's exactly the mistake that kills margins in year 1. That extra rent doesn't just cost you more, it silently eats the exact percentage points that were supposed to be your profit. Coffee shops already run on a 5 to 10% net margin. Doubling your rent line alone can wipe that out completely before you've sold a single cup. Decision 2. Your espresso machine breaks. It's a Tuesday morning rush. Do you close for the day and wait for the scheduled repair, or pay a rush technician fee to reopen by 2 p.m.? Most owners pay the rush fee, and that's usually correct, but here's what it reveals. A single repair like this can run $500 to $3,000, and that's not the real cost. The real cost is the customer who walked past a closed door and discovered they liked the chain shop down the street just fine. In this business, a closed door for 1 day can cost you a regular for a year.
Decision 3. A customer orders a plain coffee. Do you just ring it up, or does your barista suggest adding a pastry? If your team suggests the pastry every time, you already understand the actual profit engine of this business. A cup of coffee, on its own, has a margin north of 85%, but the whole shop rarely survives on coffee alone. Add a $3 to $5 pastry that cost you under $1, and you just increased that one ticket by 40 to 60% for almost zero extra labor. This single habit, repeated all day, every day, is the difference between a shop that survives and one that doesn't. Decision 4. A new chain opens 2 blocks away with a slick mobile ordering app. Do you compete on price or double down on knowing your regulars by name? Price is a losing game here. A large chain buys beans and milk at a fraction of what you pay, and they can absorb a price war for months longer than you can. But a customer whose name you remember, whose order you have ready before they finish saying it, isn't choosing you because you're cheaper. They're choosing you because a notification on a phone can't replace being known. That relationship is the only real moat an independent shop has. Decision 5. It's been a rough month. Milk prices went up, a slow, rainy week hit your walk-ins, and your labor costs crept higher after a wage increase. Do you panic and slash your prices to bring people back in? Or do you hold steady and tighten operations instead? Holding steady is almost always the right call. This is the part nobody tells you before you sign a lease. A coffee shop doing $500,000 a year might net $35,000 to $55,000 in a good year, and something close to break even in a rough one, without the daily scene at the counter looking any different at all. The line, the noise, the full seats, none of that changes. What changes is a handful of quiet percentage points. Milk costs, a wage bump, a slow week, stacked on top of each other for months. Slashing prices in a panic just turns a rough month into a rough year. So add up your choices. If you paid for the location, rushed the repair, pushed the pastry, kept your regulars close, and held your nerve through the bad month, you didn't just win a game. You just made every decision that separates a coffee shop that survives its first 3 years from the roughly half that don't. That's the real test. Not whether you can make a good cup of coffee, whether you can survive 52 weeks of decisions like these, back to back, without ever seeing the line out the door change.